Hey everyone, Tony from Burton Tactical again. We own and operate a training company in Edmonton. We run out of various ranges. Chaz a little bit, Edson Fish and Game quite a bit. Beautiful range. Big shout out to those guys for letting us use their range. They almost give us a free run, and we love every second of it. Beautiful, beautiful range. So I'd like to touch on people getting training beyond the PAL and the RPAL course. The PAL and the RPAL is a lot of information at the most extremely basic level. The problem with a lot of the new shooters and the PAL course, the standard, here's a PowerPoint, blah, 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 that kind of teaching, if you look at most learning studies and research, that type of teaching generally among students is about 5% information retention among students. So basically everything you teach them, the average student can remember about 5%. If you think about your PAL and your RPAL course, how much of that course, thinking like a new shooter, is critical to your life, your safety, or someone else's life or safety? Probably quite a bit more than 5%. This actually came up for me in the civilian side. One of the first times was an incident at the Spruce Grove Gun Club when I was there teaching an RPAL course actually. I'd sent my students for lunch, came outside, I was just mingling around, having a bite to eat, and I noticed a loud gunshot, bunch of screaming. Two guys ran off the gun range, the pistol range, holding a guy's hand like this. They had an oily gun rag that they were about to wrap the guy's hand in, and I offered them my services as a St. John's instructor and combat first aid instructor. Asked them if they needed help. Absolutely, and he came running over, went like this, blood spurting up in the air and about a waterfall of blood coming off his hand. What had happened was he did his RPAL course previously, went out shooting, and unfortunately was a part of that 5% information retention. He remembered the semi-automatic pistol grip, which is similar to this, right? But unfortunately, he didn't remember the part about revolver safety with the cylinder gap with the barrel. He fired a .500 Smith & Wesson revolver, his first pistol, with a semi-automatic pistol grip. A little bit gory, but about half his thumb, the entire muscle group right here was almost gone, and he'd severed the artery in his wrist. My understanding, he got to the hospital after I did first aid for him and was rushed into emergency surgery. Survived, his hand's fine, he's good to go. But the point being, it's your PAL and your RPAL are your legal requirement, but there is not a whole lot of detail that we can go into in that course. Even in a 2-day course where we're taking 5 hours a day, you're not going to remember everything, which is the unfortunate part. One thing that I'd really like to see changed and improved is spend less money on a gun, on a scope, and go do some training. There's lots of options, more options coming up every year. You have Burton Tactical, my company, and I offer to take a lot of PAL students to the range just for the sheer fact that get them at least firing a couple rounds so that they're safe about it. And hands-on training, you actually increase the students' memory of the information by a significant amount, around 50% and up, depending on how the person learns, what type of learner they are. So you have Burton Tactical, you have another Edmonton-based company, Sierra 64 Riflecraft, owned by a very good Army brother of mine, Ben Click. You can contact him, he's a fabulous instructor. Me and him often share techniques, and he is actually one of my coaches for precision rifle shooting. He's going to be teaching me some stuff for my upcoming season in PRS when I travel to the States. So a couple good local options for you, but realistically, if you can't or don't have the time for that, go to one of the indoor ranges. Phoenix is a great range. And talk to some of their range staff. So I've never actually shot a handgun, for example. I just got my RPAL. Can you teach me? Show me the basics. As well, my other big problem, and I urge all my RPAL students, when you get your first handgun, a avoid the kits that come with your pistol holster and your mag pouches. A lot of them are great deals. It is a good thing to have, but as a new shooter, there's zero reason for you to be using a pistol holster right away. Learn the basics and the safety aspect of handguns and carbines, and then through proper instruction, learn how to safely use a holster and a sling. There are a lot of improper holsters that are kind of the fad, or maybe they're cheaper, so they're a bit more ideal to shooters that a lot of new shooters go for. For example, leather holsters in our courses, most courses that you take, we don't allow leather holsters. They curl over and they can actually fire off your handgun. Extremely unsafe. So I'd like to just take the last few seconds that I have, urge all shooters, again, I don't care if you do it through me, you do it through Sierra 64, do it through someone or a friend of yours that even knows more about firearms than you do. Take more training, learn from someone that knows.
If you liked what you saw, please share it with your friends. Please like it. Please subscribe to our channel and drop into www.the1000.ca and follow our movement.